today I'm going to be making some dock seed flour and some brownies out of that dock seed flour using the dock seeds that I went foraging for the other day. I went out with my friends to one of the local parks where they had a lot of dock growing, and I got all of these awesome seeds and their husks, which are just the dried flowers. So I'm going to show you how I make it using a recipe that I found, and then show you how I'm going to make some brownies using a recipe that I found. So first is the processing. I'm going to lay it all out on a baking sheet. I'm going to separate some of the like twigs and stuff, if there's anything like that in here, from the actual flowers, but I'm leaving the husks on because it'll add some more volume to my flour, and it'll just add some fiber, so no harm in leaving it in. I spread my seeds onto 2 cookie sheets. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. It's ready now. I have cleaned most of the non-dock debris out of my seed trays, and now I am ready to pop these in the oven for about 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so they just came out of the oven. They're definitely darker now, and there's this great smell like in my kitchen. It's definitely a good smell. I don't know if I would describe it as like nutty or caramelly, but it's really good. So I'm gonna let these cool, and then I'm gonna set up my grinding machine that I have. You can use a NutriBullet or a coffee grinder, but we actually have like a flour grinder that goes on our KitchenAid stand mixer, so I will be using that. Okay, so I have my roasted seeds, and I'm just going to pour them in here. It is on coarse because I'm going to do that first, and I don't really know how this works. I've never used it before, so hopefully it goes well, but we will see. So obviously I'm going to speed this part up for you guys so you don't have to listen to all of it, but it took me about 20 minutes to get through all of this, and I also switched it to a more fine grinding setting because I didn't want to have to grind the flour twice, and it was fine. The machine did not explode or anything. So yeah, here's a small sample of what I listened to for the 20 minutes that I was working on this. Here's how it turned out. I got quite a lot, and I used the fine setting on my grinder, so it came out super nice, and I'm really excited to make the brownies, which is the next thing I'm going to show you. So I'm going to reuse this bowl that I used to hold the pre-ground seeds, and then I'm going to use this beautiful flour on some brownies, and I hope they turn out well, so stick around for that. Okay, so I found a basic recipe online for brownies, which I will link below, and it is a 7 ingredient, but I'm adding chocolate chips. So it's just flour, eggs, sugar, vanilla, salt, butter, and cocoa powder. Adding those chocolate chips again. So I'm going to make these brownies, substituting all-purpose flour for my dock flour, and then I will show you how they turn out and give you a little review of how they taste at the end. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I've made my batter, and I'm just about to mix the dock flour in. And after pulling out what I could, I think I made about 1.5 cups of dock flour, so I can make another batch of brownies because I doubled this recipe, but if I just use the original recipe, it only calls for 1/2 cup of flour, so I will be able to make another batch of brownies. So I'm just going to mix these up, throw them into the baking tray. The oven is already preheated to 350. Yeah. I did use a little bit less sugar than was recommended because I don't like super sweet brownies. I prefer like less sweet brownies, so we'll see how they taste with the dock flour since I have no idea what that's going to taste like. I'm also going to add some chocolate chips, so I'm very excited to see how they turn out. my finished brownie batter, which is sliding around in the pan. 350 for, I should know this, 20 to 22 minutes. So I'm gonna do 10 just because I am very nervous about how the dock is going to bake in the oven versus like normal flour. So we're gonna do 10 minutes and see how it looks. It's an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Okay, timer, 10, start. So they have been in for about 20 minutes and it's looking really good. I did the toothpick test, everything looks fine. So I'm just gonna take them out, let them cool, and then I get to try them and I'm very excited for that. So I'm gonna try the brownie. It was a 1-for-1 substitution with the original flour and the dock flour. It's been cooling for a while, but it's like still warm. It's just like a normal brownie. It's super good. Thank you for watching.